Jay, so let's talk about saving money. I, you know, you've been in situations where you've had, more than enough, and you've been in situations where you've had to work with whatever you've had, and which is, both situations you come out on top. So that's amazing. So there's a lot of noise in the world about saving money and how families should really work to protect themselves. But I'd like to know, what are your top three tips for families who are looking to save more money?
Top three tips. Oh, I feel special. Somebody want to hear me talk about that. First thing is make more money. You know, everybody got to get away from trying to tell people to save what they got. If it ain't enough, it ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? And when it ain't enough, it's when you start doing crazy stuff. So, like, we got to teach people how to actually look for jobs, how to properly, start and run businesses, how to properly, literally just earn revenue. We have to, they'll have those conversations, what revenue and income looks like, and how that works. Jobs are always, I just gotta make some money, It's like, no, jobs are not about money first. Jobs are about education, learning, training. And when you focus on those portions of the job, networking, things of that nature, the money comes. But we're so harp on getting just something for some money. You're taking a job that's okay for today, not okay for the next 5 years and for the next 10 years. People don't want to take a job at all, right? And jobs are always first because everybody don't need to be an entrepreneur. So I'm still on get a job first. Why? Because what do you know? If your dad or mom didn't teach you something, if you didn't work in your mom and dad's store or beauty parlor or wherever, but like, what do you know? So you get the job to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you wanna own your own restaurant because you cook at home. You need to work at a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Try to work there early as possible. Because the earlier you get out there working at that restaurant, by the time it's bothering you to work at the restaurant, you're making a good amount of money. And you've learned enough. And that you've been able to pay for the things that you've accumulated. And so now you have way more money. You have more than enough money and knowledge and talent and resources to go out on your own if that's what you want to do. But it starts with making more than enough money. You have to make more than what you spend. You have to make more than what you need to live. Not just more than what you spend, because that could be anything. You make more than what you spend. I make $100, spend 99. No, you have to make more than what you need to live on. Way more. At least 3 times the amount to be comfortable. They require you to have 3 times the amount of money to move into an apartment. So why not have that for your life? Secondly, once we get this money situation, the second thing I would say is to sit your ass down someplace. And what I mean by that is like, okay, granted, I want you to, when you make your money, I want you to buy everything that you need and some of what you want. Because you can't get everything you want immediately. And that's okay. But you got to get some things. Because what happens is when people put that off, first of all, it's just not good. It's not fair. You shouldn't work all your life and all year and not do something nice for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can do something nice for yourself, whether it's going out to eat, whether it's getting that bag you like. Don't go crazy. Don't get a bag that's worth more than your a month's salary. You know what I mean? Don't do that. But get something that you like. You got to feel good about what you do, the work that you put in. People don't talk about that. They always, just eat oodles and noodles on. No, you got to do that. But once you buy the thing that you want and the thing that you need, make sure it's something that you can be okay with for the next few years. A lot of times we always doing things for the moment. You know what I'm saying? We buy a car for the moment. And you don't like that car after a year, because every car is nice when it's new. You know what I'm saying? But you got to get that car that you're going to feel the same way about it when you wash it 3 years from now. Because what happens if you got a car payment and it's enough for you to handle at this level, in 3 years you'll have more money. And so that car payment is light. You know what I mean? That's nothing. You get the place that you plan. You don't got, if you only want, okay, fine. If you only can afford a 1-bedroom, cool. But if you can get a 2 or 1 with a loft, get that. Why? Because you're planning to grow into the space. You know what I'm saying? So we got a 2, you can have your own little home office, and then now you're chilling, because as you make more money, you don't have to be leaving in 2 or 3 years. You still got room. If you got a boo thing move in with you and you about to get married, even if y'all have one child, okay, we have the room. So you got about 3 or 4 years in that place before you're like, all right, we busting at the seams. We got to get the hell out of here. But you're handling it. You're able to handle it with ease because you've been handling it from the time when it was a little tight. Now you 3 or 4 years in, you got more than enough money to handle it. That's the thing. We do not stand firm on the things that we purchase. Meaning, like, once we purchase something, we gotta be there. We can't buy a house and then we move in next year. And we getting a bigger and bigger and bigger house and all this more money. We're making the money, we're not allowing it to stack. See, these are the things that makes you save money because saving means you had extra. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to create an environment of extra. You have to create an environment of extra so that I believe the majority of people are good people and we don't want to spend all that we have. But as long as we don't have enough or more than enough, we'll make bad choices. But the fact that we have to have that choice is bad all in itself. You know what I mean? We can go into parents and parents not setting their kids up properly, not being there to guide them, or just whatever it can be for whatever the reason. Start off with getting more than you need. Then whatever you purchase, you don't need purchase something that you really, really like and want that you won't be ready to throw away in a year or two. And when you do these things, your money will still be there. I'm telling you, you go get that car, you might can't afford the brand new Lexus right now, but if you can get something else that you like, we always got, especially a man, we always got the secondary car and the one after that, the one after that. I'm like, I don't really like this, but I can play in that. Get the one you can play in a little bit. And in 2 or 3 years, you still like it. It's still your G-Ride. You still like that thing. And so you holding on to it, but that $300, $400 payment was tough first year. You got 3 raises and a side hustle at this point. That ain't about nothing now. You know what I'm saying? And now you stacking. And you can't spend all of your money because your lifestyle doesn't even, you working your side hustle, you're working, you doing this, you can't even spend all of it. You busy. But you can't keep switching up. You can't keep changing. That affects saving because as you elevate, you spending more money. And lastly, you got to put a plan in place. Now, I know most people are like, oh, you should have put a plan in place first. That's bullshit. Because you don't know what you're going to do. A lot of people haven't been through the exploratory phase of life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people is in school. They're playing around. They don't have a clue what they want to do. So when they're 18, 20-something years old, and even if you do, I want to be a lawyer. You got to dig into that. And I'm sorry, all kids at 20-something years old aren't that super focused and hyper focused where you know exactly how they want to do it. That's just not realistic. So if they were able to finish law school at 25, 26, and 27 years old, that's enough. They're going to get a job, and it could take them another 3, 4 years for them to figure out how they want to really dive into their career. They might be in law, but they might be, I'm working for this place, working for that place, seeing this, seeing that. You know what? 30 years old, I know. 32, I know I want to go this route. And that's perfectly fine. Stop saying we got to have it all figured out in 20s. But once you get to some experience under your belt, once you've lived a little bit and you've done some things, then you can actually make a plan. You know what's right, what's wrong. You know what's right for you and what's wrong for you, which is most important. And then you could put a plan in place because it ain't just saving. At this point, it's blanketed savings. I'm just got way more money, so I don't have to spend it all. Now you're giving your money a purpose. Now you're using that tool called money for a specific thing. So you're putting this to the side for a rainy day. You're putting this into investments. You're doing, like, you know what this money is doing. And you're giving that tool a job. And that's how you start to make this situation where you're starting to have some success. But we have to live first. And I would never tell somebody that worked their ass off to not buy themselves something to make them feel good about themselves. Not because you feel inferior, but you earned the right to do so. That's what I would say.